The woke era is over, says this tweet.
What are you doing, Scarecrow?
Right? So the woke era is over. Let's think about this for a minute, right? These are the latest ad campaign for Arby's, Dunkin', and American Eagle. And then somebody wrote and quote, "Why is everything always about race with you people?" Right? I'm guessing the way he quoted is like, he's just being sarcastic, right? But you know, is it about race or is it about wokeism, right? Or is it about like being unapologetically um no longer refuse this, like, feeling guilty just because of for the color of your skin? And would it go to the extreme? Yeah, probably. It probably will go to the extreme. But there's also something very satisfying when you see white people no longer having to apologize for the color of their skin, right? Okay, what do I think about racism? Does racism exist? Of course racism exists. But if I have a choice, right, to choose dealing with actual racism versus hidden racism, right, the bigotry of low expectation, I would rather choose, in your face racism anytime. Because then it's easier to actually, when people show who they truly are, then to be able, you act accordingly based on that, versus those who who actually do unhanded tactic, who actually do things behind the scene, or uses you as a prop in order for them to further their own agenda. And what we have been witnessing lately, well, for the past 10 to 20 years, right? Not even 20 years, like say the past decade, is that you have this bigotry of low expectation where they expect you as a black person to not know any better, right? They expect you to not, you don't have to know how to behave as a human being. You do not have to um, be decent. They look at you as this character, as like, oh, look at you, poor you, and they keep making excuses for certain behavior that is very atrocious. And because of that mindset, they create policies that it's actually overall very devastating to the black community. What I mean by this, right? Say, for instance, when you make up excuses for people that rob and steal and, do a whole bunch of stupid shit. So then they rob and steal stuff in the communities. And then now these businesses then close in those communities. And those communities now, the people that used to work in those communities, that used to have job in those communities, now becomes jobless. That's why, you know, um, that's why you have grocery stores that are closing. That's why you have like all these stores that are shutting down their doors in black communities, in ghetto communities, because they had refused to hold criminals accountable. And these criminals, they're smart enough to hide behind the color of their skin, to hide behind the fact that they are black, and to claim racism whenever someone calls them out on it. And there's a fraction of white people that they're just tired of the game. They're tired of the white guilt. They're tired of having to apologize just for the color of their skin. And they're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm white and I'm proud. So let's check out some of the comment section to see what's going on in this whole charade. All right, let's check it out real quick. So somebody said, "What do you mean by you people?" Mhm. And then, for real, colored people need to shut the F up about it. It's so annoying to hear every day. Oh man, they're coming out strong, colored people. Here's a question though: what's the difference between colored people and people of colored? Like, isn't that like the same phrase, just but kind of turn around, you know? And so it's like, what, one is racist, the other one's not. Why? Because the group of people that come up with colored people is different than the people that come up with the people of colored. I don't know. Anyway, so Niher, the most easily manipulated fucktards. Uh-oh. All right, racism is showing here. And then your lack of self-awareness is breathtaking. Okay, cool. Say the people who are moaning about jeans adverts say he's racist. And then somebody says, don't know, you tell us. And then there's a picture of, black is beautiful, which is also like one of the hypocrisy I can't really understand, right? It's like, why is it okay to say black is beautiful, but it's not okay to say white is beautiful, right? Like when I try to understand the whole dynamic, the whole black and white dynamic, it's kind of like it kind of reminds me of, let's say, a woman that is very, very insecure, right? And then, but she's in a relationship where she depends on her man, but she's constantly having to put down her man in order for her to feel good about herself, right? And then the man is like full of confidence, but it's at some point he's getting tired of this shit. It's like, yo, why am I being blamed for everything, every fucking thing that's going wrong in your life and shit like that, right? Well, I'm here supporting your ass, you and your badass kids and everything like that. Try to turn a blind eye for some of the stupid shit that you've done to me, right? But yet, for some weird reason, I'm always the bad guy. So you know what? Fuck you then. You know what? Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you the same medicine.
Hell! Fuck you too! Fuck you free! Fuck you 4, 5, 6! Fuck! Pay!
Oh, that's not good. But anyway, so yeah, that's the funniest thing I've heard of left to say all day. And then it's about intellectual honesty. Being able to say openly, this is objectively more attractive than a fat lesbian with purple hair. The race has nothing to do with it. Bingo. At the end of the day, is that they are anti-beauty. They are anything that is attractive. And it's like, it cannot just be, simply beautiful, right? It has to either be to the extreme, like sexually perverted, or it's just like disgusting looking. And then to think that, like, that's what's supposed to be acceptable. And it's like, no, we're not. At the end of the day, like, people refusing to kowtow and to actually lie to you, to tell you that, oh, whatever you're doing, oh, you're beautiful, there's the way you are, blah blah blah. It's like, no. At some point, advertisement used to be about like what people are inspired to, right? Did they actually take things to the extreme at some point? Yes. At some point, you had the Barbie figures and all that stuff that was unrealistic. But at the same time, the pendulum has swung way back to the opposite end, where everything is just like, it's just ugly, right? It's just disgusting. And then we're supposed to accept that as if that's supposed to be the norm. It's like, nah, we're going back to sex appeal. We're going back to attractiveness. We're going back to beautiful. Just like the same reason why I have no problem seeing Beyonce in a jean commercial is the same reason why I don't have a problem seeing Sweeney in a jean commercial. They're both using their sex appeal in order to sell merchandise, right? And then that also show a level of what people are inspired to, right? When I see a guy with, like, big muscles and, like six pack and all that shit, you don't see me bitching about it. In a way, it kind of inspired me, because I'm like, you know what? I want to know what the hell his workout routine was. I might not be able to make it that way, right? Or to be as packed up as he is and stuff like that. But at least he gives me the motivation to be like, okay, look, if I'm not a lazy fat fuck, then I can achieve a certain level of satisfaction when I look in the mirror, that I'm not ashamed of what I look like, right? That's the whole point. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. You know who it is. I'm your host, The Haitian. So share, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.